I don't know that there's a less Patriot way to lose a football game than what we just saw. And with that, the picture tightens. New England, 7-7. Vegas, not done just yet at 6-8. Up off the mat, ready to play for overtime. Down late in this one after leading early. Stop me if you've heard it before. They come away with an improbable win, the likes of which we have not seen. Douzable, Bryant McFadden. This league, man, can I get a this league, man? I don't know what we just watched or what transpired on that field. Give me your perspective on that play, because it looked like a team that was running the clock out, maybe take up a little bit of field there. They weren't passing the ball, playing for the field goal, and then inexplicably 2 pitchbacks and a freebie the other way. What occurred in those 25 or so seconds?
All I want to know is what was said in the huddle for that play, because 3 seconds left, no timeouts. You run the clock out, you play for overtime. Now, again, Ramondre Stevenson breaks a big run right here. I don't know what was going in his head to turn around and throw it at Jacoby Myers, but Jacoby Myers, you're a smart player.
Get down.
Like, what? You throw a grapefruit up there.
Pitch play is for when you're trailing. We're tied at 24.
Like, I don't understand what was going on. Again, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, I would love to hear the press conference, because I want to know what was said in that huddle, because that's inexcusable, and that's something that you don't see the New England Patriots routinely do. They don't beat themselves. They literally just beat themselves against the Las Vegas Raiders right there. There's no excuse for that.
I'm confused. I'm all the way confused. Joe, you said it, Joe. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought the Patriots were down.
Yeah.
Like they needed a miracle. You would have thought, well, yo, we need to score. We need a miracle to try to score, so let's do whatever it takes for us to score. The game is tied. The game is tied. I don't know if that was a design. I don't think it was a design play. I think it was more so the players improvising on their own. But yet and still, you have to make sure everybody understands the situation. If you break a long one and you think you can score, try. But doing anything extra is not needed. Let's go ahead and take the game into an extra period and win in overtime. This is unthinkable. This is a Bill Belichick-led team, by the way, right? We're not talking about a rookie coach. We're not talking about a coach that lacks experience in critical moments. We're talking about arguably the best coach to ever do it. This happened. And the Raiders are just happy. They're like, yo, because if you look at the flow of the ball game, the Patriots defense, they just were dominating, right? And one would think they would continue and carry that on into overtime. So my thing is this, Leger and Joe. It's 3 seconds. If you're not throwing the ball, just take a knee. If you're not throwing a Hail Mary
that's
attempt,
a good point.
Just take a knee.
That's a good point.
Why are we running the ball? It doesn't make any sense. You're on the opposite side of the 50. You got to go 70-plus yards or 60 yards or whatever to score, and you call a running play. That's the first issue. Just call it a running play. If you're not taking a shot to the end zone, take a knee. The second issue is the players improvising. I can't wait to see this presser.
Yeah, because you make a great point there, B-Mac. If you are trying to run the clock out and you see a defense in prevent and it's just going to be a run to just run out the clock and get to overtime, then you do that. So that leads me to believe maybe there was a door open to improvisation there. A coach maybe saying, hey, if you can make something happen, make something happen. But you use the word, and the word is extra. They were doing too much in that moment. And it not only cost them this football game, guys, but it could cost them a trip to the playoffs here as the AFC wildcard picture tightens. And we're looking at a Raiders team that's now scratching at that conversation and a Patriots team that's doing everything in their power to walk their way out of it. You mentioned it. There was 59 minutes of football prior to whatever that just was. And I think we should dig into a little of that, because this was the Raiders ready to give up another 2-touchdown lead. Would have been their 4th of the season, 2-touchdown lead in the first half that only ended in loss. Instead, it ends in a win that they were handed. So let's size up the Raiders right now, because the schedule's not on their side, nor is the math. But this could give a team something to live for.
Yeah, I picked the Raiders to be second, potentially third in the AFC West because of what they did in the offseason, right? Bringing over Chandler Jones, bringing over Devontae Adams, who was best friends with Derek Carr. But you talked about it, Moose, right? How many times are you going to give up a 2-touchdown lead? At first, we thought it was the Ravens that had that issue, but the Raiders are just as bad when it comes to that as well. And in this game, thanks to Keelan Cole making a ridiculous catch, which some people thought that second foot didn't get in bounds, the game wouldn't even been tied up, right? Kyle Duggar started getting the Patriots going with that interception that ended up being a pick six. And to B-Mac's point, the Patriots defense had been playing really well and keeping them in this game the whole game. So, again, crazy ending to this game. But if you're the Raiders, you got to figure out how to finish games. There's no reason for you to be up 2-touchdown lead and continuously let teams get back into games.
Yeah, let's keep it real with the Raiders, right? Great game. It feels good to win. They only won because they got lucky. That's it. This team, they don't know how to win the regular way. They need something crazy to happen in their favor for them to win. They went down. They were up at halftime, I think, 17-3. All the momentum in their favor. They were doing what they needed to do on both sides of the football. And then the second half just took off, right? We saw 10 points in the third quarter from the Patriots, and then I think 11 in the fourth quarter. But that 13-point quarter, well, let's keep it real. It was basically 7 until that touchdown at the end of the game. They need to be lucky. So in regards to the Raiders and playoff conversations, they're pretty much lifeless. They just don't want to have the plug pulled on them yet. You know, they're not alive. They're just breathing, but they're not really up. And it's only a matter of time when you got to be like, yo, you know what? Let's pull the plug, because that's who they've been the entire season. Yeah. And it was a horrible miscue from the Patriots that caused a big-time win for the Raiders. Like I said, they needed to be lucky. The ball bounced their way. Kudos to the Raiders. But in regards to playoff conversation, significantly speaking, no, I don't see them making it.
Yeah, to your point, B-Mac, it's probably going to be a season of what-ifs when you look back on it if you're a Raider or a Raiders fan. The what-if belongs to the Patriots in this one, because in this one, it is the student taking down the teacher. Fellas, unbelievable.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.